I want to get started tonight on tips that beekeepers need to be thinking about in the month of May. And let's jump into that. Okay. Yeah. May. Oh, let me switch my screen here. Hang on. I'll put myself over there. So May beekeeping tips is kind of like early part of spring, depending on where you live. So this, you can always watch the replay of this video, and some of you will be in the future when it's applicable next spring. A lot of my videos keep getting a lot of views that have been out there for 7, 8, 10 years. And then people do a search and they find a video that pertains to them. I've made a video on everything. I dare you to find me something I haven't made a video on. I'm not going to go there. Okay, so May beekeeping tips. I want you to think about this question though. What are bees known for in the spring? So we're kind of reverse engineering about May tips by thinking, okay, let's talk about the bees. I'm a big believer that the bees tell us everything we need to know. And the bees, they don't speak to us, but we observe them and learn what they need, what they're going through, what they're experiencing. And I guess the more able we are to learn about bees and bee biology, then we're able to really gain more knowledge and critical thinking skills on beekeeping and apply that as soon as we can. I have a coaching program that I've had for, I think, almost a decade now called Bee Team 6. Some of you here tonight are members of Bee Team 6, where you email me regularly, ask me what's going on. You send me pictures, video. I respond as quickly as possible. That's the best way that you can reach me immediately when you have beekeeping questions. But anyway, I enjoy Bee Team 6. Hey, John, thanks for your donation. I love working with other beekeepers and what they're experiencing, helping them work through their issues. And one of the recent newsletters that I put out was on critical thinking. And for those of you on the Bee Team 6, that was a newsletter that teaches you how to really ask the right questions in beekeeping and how to evaluate what's going on in your hive. What are bees known for in the spring? What is specific about bees in the spring? I had another slide. Is it this one? Let me switch. If not, I'm going to go. Oh yeah, there it is. Well, I'm a better preparer than I thought. I was hoping this was my second slide. So I came up with this idea that there are 3 seasons in beekeeping, not winter, spring, summer, and fall. That would be 4. But my 3 seasons are about the beekeeper. So there's really 3 seasons in the beekeeper's life. I'll have to change this. But number 1, the first season is getting grounded. In the first year, by the way, if you're on my newsletter list, where I send out a free beekeeping newsletter weekly, then you read me break this down. You read how I broke this down today. I sent this out today, but some of you don't get my newsletter. I thought I'd tell you about it real quickly. Number 1, first year, but the first season. I don't want to say year because years aren't necessarily attached, not year 1, year 2, year 3. Some people may stay in the first season for several years and vice versa. But anyway, so your first season is getting grounded in beekeeping. And that's just simply trying to figure out, what in the world am I doing? What in the world are my bees doing? And why are they doing that? You spend some time, maybe the first season, which might be a year or 5 years, getting grounded. And then when you get grounded, you gain a lot of information and experience, and you kind of jump up to the second season where you begin to clarify and you distill all the information that you've packed away over the last season. And now things are making a lot more sense to you. And then finally, that last season that I think we all stay in once you've had a lot of experience with bees is that you keep leveling up. This year, I want to level up. I want to try to make a split. Or I feel like I've got a good handle. I'm grounded. I've distilled the information. I'm ready to raise queens. You level up, So get excited, people. Don't feel like, oh, I lost a hive. Woe is me. I'm a horrible beekeeper. No, you're a good beekeeper in your first season and you're getting grounded. That's exciting. Hey, Mark, it's good to see you here tonight. Thank you for your super sticker. Always appreciate seeing you, Mark. And you just got to really kind of pat yourself on the back and say, your first season, it's going to be learning and making mistakes. And what better way to learn is to get out there and do some hard work and learn from the mistakes you make. I'm really big and proponent of hard work. I know that today that some people poo-poo hard work. They say people of my era, people that are my age, that we work too hard, that so on and all, and that's probably true. But I love hard work. I'm sorry, I love hard work. I get up early. Somebody wanted to come out, a relative wanted to visit with me, and they said, well, I don't want to come too early. How late do you sleep in? And I said, well, I usually sleep into 5:30. I've been known to sleep until 6. And they just laughed. I like getting up early and working hard. I work hard way past sundown. I mean, here I am working hard for you. It's 7 o'clock and I've worked all night. I'm a hard worker. Okay. So when I get into beekeeping, I want you to know that beekeeping can really satisfy that part of you that wants to learn or stay busy, keep your mind off hardships or tragedies or sadness or depression or loneliness. Beekeeping can kind of be that. It can kind of be that fun hobby or lifestyle that you pour yourself into, and you can do it by getting grounded, going through that season, going through the second season of clarifying what you're learning and distilling it. And the third season is keep leveling up, wanting to learn more. All right. Well, what bees are known for in the spring, they're known for rapid buildup. They're known for making, new queens. I'm going to be giving this queen away on this live stream, so stay tuned. And their bees in the spring are known for swarming. Thank you, Blaine, for your donation. I appreciate you. So let's talk about this real quick here. Not going to spend a lot of time tonight because I want to spend some time answering your questions and talking with you. But let's talk about the first one, rapid buildup. I think a lot of beekeepers, especially new first-year beekeepers, don't realize how rapid bees build up. And by building up, I mean building out comb and filling up boxes really fast, and also reproducing. The queen's laying. I counted up a couple of years ago. I actually calculated how many eggs she was laying, and it was, I think, 2,200. 2,200 eggs a day in the spring. And that's a lot of eggs, if you stop and think about that. In 5 days, she's laid more eggs than the bees in a package, 10,000 bees. She's made more bees in 5 days than what's in a package of bees. What's amazing in it. So anyway, don't underestimate that. All of you that are first-year beekeepers, welcome, congratulations. Calm down. I've got some people on my Bee Team 6 that are new and they're seeing stuff and they're kind of got a lot of anxiety. They're afraid they're going to crash the airplane. Well, we're not flying an airplane. We're just enjoying bees. So calm down. But one of the things you got to watch for, don't underestimate the need for you to keep giving them space to grow into. So by, what I've always said, you got to add another box when your current box is 5 to 7 frames drawn out with bees on it and resources on it. 5 to 7 out of 10, add another box. When that one gets 5, 7 out of 10, add another box. Okay. And keep doing that. Don't let the year go by, because if they get too crowded in there, then they're going to swarm. Now, here's what's bad about swarming. Number one, you lose half your colony. Okay. Number two, they have to requeen themselves if you don't requeen them. And that's risky stuff right there. You may run into a situation where they fail to requeen. They raise a queen, she goes on a mating flight, she gets eaten by a bird, there's no more eggs for them. And unless you do something, they're gone. They can't ever have a queen again. So anyway, you want to, be thinking about avoiding a swarm by giving them enough room. Well, some of you have heard that a first-year colony doesn't swarm. That's usually true until you overcrowd them, and then they'll swarm. All right, what about new queens, though? This is what bees are known for in the beginning of spring. They're known for producing new queens. Hey, Leah, there's my granddaughter, Vera Lynn, watching. Hi, Vera. Happy May 1st to you guys. Thanks for watching. You gotta give a shout out to family. That's great. So a new queen, bees are they're just loving to raise new queens in the spring. Right now, my bees want to raise queens. I'm going to probably start grafting and raising queens maybe next week, in 2 weeks at the latest. And so that's going to be exciting. So new queens are needed in the spring as we make our splits. You know, if you make a split, you want to put a new queen in there or let them raise their own. Now, if you let them raise their own, it's going to be 30 days before you should start slaying, and you're 30 days behind population. And I told you 10,000 bees in 5 days. So 30 days out, what would that be? That's a lot of bees. So you're down a lot of bees, aren't you? So new queens are needed to help you raise, make your splits. And also, like I just mentioned, when bees swarm, there can be failures. Also, listen to this. Some of you that were so successful at overwintering your colonies, they made it through winter, congratulations. But your bees may lose their queen now because she might be out of stored sperm in her spermatheca, and she can't take a second mating flight. She won't do that. So when she runs out, they will kill her and raise a new queen, and then that queen has to go out and fly and risk getting eaten. See what I'm saying? Thanks, Carmen, for your donation tonight. You guys are great for helping out. So you want to make sure that your queen doesn't fall victim of the failures, and she can just age out on you. So this is the time of this year when queen failures can happen because of swarming, because they barely made it through winter and they're hanging on and then they die, whatever. So you got to be careful about the new queens and all that's going on. And the third thing we really need to be mindful of is swarming. Now, there's reproduction swarming and there's overcrowded swarming. All colonies that are healthy will indeed swarm. That's how they reproduce. If they don't, bees will go away. And so we need bees to reproduce. But overcrowded is on us. If they swarm because we aren't giving them enough boxes in the spring, then we cause that swarm to happen. They're too crowded and they're going to swarm out on us. So you got to keep looking once a week like I am now. It's wearing me out and I'm getting stung a lot but I'm staying ahead of it. I'm really diligent this year on watching for swarm cells. So that's really been good. Jay Landers became a YouTube member. Thank you. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, by the way. Also, I want to give you a May bonus tip, and that is we need to get ahead of mite treatments. I think it's great that we have so many mite treatments available now. We have some that are in the making that might come out this year, I think. I've been contacted by a company that's came out with one that sounds very promising, that wants me to talk about it on my videos here, but we'll see. But anyway, you know, we've got just an arsenal. We got a toolbox of different types of treatments. Please listen closely. What I'm going to tell you is so important. I want you not only to be a good beekeeper, but I want you to really be a very knowledgeable beekeeper in understanding the Varroa destructor mite and understanding treatments. Take time and really write it out on a paper. You know, what is Viroxan? When can I use it? With the supers on or off? What about Formic Pro? When can I use it? What does it do? Can I use it with the supers on or off? Just write all that down, you know, and write down how you administer it. It's all available at the companies, all the different companies' websites, Q&A pages. It's all available. And then you can memorize that or have it on paper. That's what I do because I can't remember all the temperatures and supers on, supers off, all that stuff, but you know, the time and all. But I just have it all written down and I have a thought about it. I look it up. Okay, I can use this one. So, you know, for me personally, I like Formic Pro probably the most because it kills below the cap brood and it's a flash kill. And so some of these, you know, like let's say I'm not comparing these, they're used in different ways, but I'm just saying like Viroxan, you got to keep it in there for like 42 days, I think, or maximum of 56 days. So it's on there for a cycle. So it's more of a slow kill. So you use these different tools if you want to keep them down or if you need to flash kill them. Make it fun. Make it fun. I know a lot of you, I can tell by you asking me questions on my live stream and such where you want somebody else to tell you that information. Look, it's available and it's fun to know that information. It really is. It's fun to know everything about Formic Pro, acylic acid, vaporization, dribble. It's not rocket science, but we do have to use our brain. So spend a moment, get to know the different types of treatment. That's going to help you a lot. And I've shared this with you, I think last week, but I want to bring it up again. Remember, curiosity is a superpower that transforms beekeeping from a hobby into a mastery. So I want all of you to really get excited. Yeah, I'm here to help you guys. If you can't, unravel all the mysteries of beekeeping and treatments and all that, that's what my job is. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, I don't do anything else for a living. If beekeeping doesn't make me enough money, then I'm going to have to go get a job at a grocery store sacking groceries, and I won't be able to make videos anymore. So far, I haven't had to take that job sacking groceries, and I'm still able to make a living off beekeeping. It's a thin living, but it's a living. So I appreciate your support. You help me a lot to be kind of empowered to keep making videos. Appreciate it. All right, so let's take a moment now, and I want to remind you, I've got some giveaways coming up in just a little bit here. And one of the things I'm giving away, look at that, is a mated queen. She's lonely all by herself. I pulled her out of my queen battery box where nurse bees were tending to her. And so she's okay for this live stream. But when I'm done, I'll put her back in the battery box with all the other queens I got out there. But you'll need to, if you need a queen, now don't try to win her if you don't have a place for her. But, if you've got a place for a queen, that's going to be one of the things we're giving away tonight. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I want to take some time now to answer your questions. Let's get into our Q&A question time because I'm here to help you. I'm working hard to help beekeepers. This is the best place you can go to have your questions answered. There's too many emails for me to respond to my emails. There's too many beekeeping, too many YouTube comments to respond to all of them. I get hundreds, maybe hundreds a day. So this is the best place for you to ask me a question. Hey, David from Athens, Texas. Wayne, how are you? Caught a swarm last week. Just want to know how long to leave them in the swarm trap before moving them to a hive. The frames in the swarm trap are not drawn out. Well, Wayne, if your swarm trap is completely full of those frames and they've been in there for a week, you're safe. I'd take it, put them in a hive. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Buzz About Honey, for your donation tonight. Appreciate it. Buzz About Honey. Hey, Mike, how are you? Thanks for your donation. Today is 1 week since I installed my new package. How long do I give the queen to lay eggs before replacing her? Okay, Mike, are you feeding them and are you having warm nights? You got to have nighttime temperatures above 40, 45 for them to really start laying good, and warm temperatures, a lot of pollen coming in the front door. It's been a week. That's a little early. I would wait. You know what I'm going to say? This is a really good thing. This is my second most favorite phrase. My first favorite phrase is cowboy up. The second one is wait 10 days. So 10 days from now, go back and look for eggs. Yeah. Hello, Paul. Past Monday, I made a 5-frame nuke. 2 brood, 2 resources, and 1 partially drawn comb. That's wise. Give them some room to lay. How long before I move them to a 10-frame box? I'm in Muncie, Indiana, and you're a ham radio operator. Okay, you're almost full, aren't you? You got that one little partially drawn frame where they can lay a little bit. You're in the danger zone. Paul, I would put them in a deep in 7 days. No longer than 7 days out. Otherwise, you might miss that swarm. Yeah. Thanks, Danny, for your super sticker. Appreciate you guys helping out the live stream tonight. Oh, Amy's a first-year beekeeper. Should I plan to use your feeder additives all year? What is at risk if I don't? No, Amy, my philosophy, my opinion, for whatever it matters, is as long as bees have resources available through flowers, fruit trees, plants, trees, all that, I don't need to feed my bees unless they are drawing out comb. That does help them draw comb out only in the brood box. So if you've got them working on some comb in the brood box, keep feeding them. But once their combs are drawn out, take the feeders off, put some superos on, get some honey. Hey, thank you for your donation of $2. Appreciate that tonight, guys. Using a swarm cell for new queens, does this increase the likelihood that those queens will swarm? Yeah, well, no, not really, unless that is the swarm tendency is genetic. Then you're passing down a little bit of potential of that genetic trait being transferred, like the mother queen and her progeny swarmed. It is sometimes a genetic tendency. Yeah, but I wouldn't worry about that. Hey, David, does making the split while a hive is producing honey reduce the honey production of the hive? Of course it does. Yeah, because you're walking away with foragers. You're walking away with probably the foragers is the main thing, or future foragers if you take some cat brood. So yeah, it does, but it's quick to recover. Remember, a bee is from the time the eggs laid. A worker bee is going to be emerging on day 21, and so it doesn't. The workforce comes about really fast. Hey, Wayne, thank you, buddy. Appreciate the donation a lot. Appreciate the super sticker tonight. Yeah, don't worry about that. Hey, banana peel. Don't step. Yeah, I've seen you before. I remember saying, don't step on that banana peel. Okay, I've got 10 nukes coming next week. Woo, that's exciting. I have boxes for them. Can I just shake them in one at a time, about 10 minutes apart, so they don't drift between hives? Best way to introduce nukes. Well, wait a minute. I see the word shake. You don't shake nukes. You shake packages. Nukes, you just move the frames over. Packages, you shake. I'm going to assume you're meaning a package for now. So can I just shake them in one at a time, about 10 minutes apart, so they don't drift between hives? Best way to introduce nukes. No, man, when you introduce packages, and if you wait 10 minutes, or if you wait an hour, or you wait the next day, they can still drift into each other. That's right. And now the best way to introduce a nucleus is to get it and just move it over to 10 frame box as soon as you get it. Hey, Derek, thank you for your super sticker. You guys are kind tonight. Appreciate it. I've got a winter bee kind that I didn't use. Can I save it to next winter, refrigerator, freeze? A lot of you asked that question. And my opinion about that is freezing is probably going to be your best bet. Absolutely. Hey, Jenny, is there any advantage of being an EAS master beekeeper versus become a master beekeeper through a state association? I am very partial to EAS only because I know for a fact that it is the oldest and most prestigious, but it is also known by almost everyone to be the most difficult and challenging master beekeeper certification to achieve. We have Dr. David Peck as our academic academic advisor. We have a lot of scientists and entomologists that are part of the program. It's not an easy thing to get your master beekeeper through EAS. So if you really want to be challenged, that's probably the way to go. I will say, know for a fact that a lot of beekeepers actually will go through certification through state associations or other universities that offer programs. Some have told me this so that they can ready themselves and get more educated to try for the EAS certification. So it's kind of that way. Yeah. Hey, Brian Hill, thank you for your donation. When testing for mites, do you test every colony or sample sections of the bee yard? If a sample, what would be a good ratio? Very important to always look at each colony separately, just like a doctor looks at each patient differently, because when you prescribe medication, you have to take a lot of things in consideration about that individual. Same with the beehive. Absolutely. Got to be individual. I mean, it doesn't have to be. You can treat them all or whatever, but to get a real good understanding of what that hive is going through, you need to test each hive. Hi, Crystal. Why do you keep stacking more supers instead of taking the full one off and putting on a fresh empty one? Oh, when I first started beekeeping, I didn't have a lot of supers. I didn't know if I was going to be a beekeeper very long. When you first start, I didn't want to buy a lot of equipment. And I would harvest a super in an hour, and I'd put the wet super right back on, let them fill it up again. Perfectly fine to do that. Pretty prairie apiary. That's pretty hard to say. I'm getting spit on my microphone. Thank you for your donation, and thank you for appreciating all the hard work that I put into helping you guys out. I appreciate that. Yeah. Good questions. Hey, Tim, I installed a nuke on, just for future, those of you asking questions for clarification, a package is 10,000 bees without any frames, and the queen is in a separate cage. A nucleus or a nuke is a small hive of 5 frames already drawn out, brood on it, queens on it. And we're be selling our nukes here. We're sold out, but they'll be picking them up here in a few weeks, I think. I installed a nuke on Saturday and it was angry. Will it stay like that, or do the bees calm down in time? I think I have found, even in, when I always install some of the packages that we sell just to monitor them in the year and all. And even my packages, when I install them, every time I install them every year, they seem to be a little angry. And nucleuses are the same way, but they settle down. If I put you in a cage and shook you up for a few days, we say no more, right? But after you've had a good meal, something to drink, go to the bathroom, you're pretty chill. Is it okay to freeze honey frames and turn around and feed it to new splits? Absolutely. I think that is awesome. Freezing honey does not change it at all. It's awesome. You take it out of the freezer when it starts to get warm. It's a little wet looking, but it's fine. Ooh, it's really good stuff. Hey, Joshua, first year beekeeper, got my first nuke last weekend. Hive is building fast and going, but they haven't taken to building. They have taken to building cross comb. Why do the bees build cross comb, and is there any way to prevent it? That's why we have frames, and that's why we keep our frames tight together. And that's why we hope by putting extra wax on our frames that the bees will draw their comb onto those frames in perpendicular to each other, and it all comes out. If you are trying to let them, maybe like on a top bar hive, you just have a top bar that they attach their comb to, or if you leave any spacing between your frames, like you don't have them all tight together, thank you, Terry, then that can cause some cross connections and all. And nobody really knows, but it works out pretty good. Extra wax on the frames, keep the frames tight together. It's a winner every time. Yep, absolutely. I had a queen that was kicked out of the hive. Have you ever heard of this before? Absolutely. They get kicked out all the time. Oh yeah, I've seen countless number of queens kicked out of the front. And that usually means that she's done and they're raising a new one. And it's like, okay, mama, you're done. You're laying unfertilized eggs that are going to be drones. We don't need a bunch of boys in here now. You're done. You've done run out. Thanks for your service, but see you later. You're out of here. Oh, I shouldn't have said that so loud in front of this queen. She may pick up on that, but yeah, that's real common. That's just them replacing. Patrick, can you explain hybrid queens? Will hybrid queens have an impact when grafting? Thanks. Patrick, hybrid queens are basically us raising queen after queen after queen after queen from stock that we don't really know the source from. And sometimes you can have, sometimes in hybrid queens, if you just keep raising out of the same stock without introducing fresh stock in there, it's not, they're hybrids, but they don't become inbred. They're hybrid, and traits begin to kind of emerge that are sometimes traits that you want, and other times they're traits that you don't want. And sometimes they can get a little defensive. I've noticed that about hybrids. Hope that helps. Hey, Ricky, I really appreciate your videos and have put to use tons of your knowledge you share. 1 year beekeeper, made it through winter with 100% survival, and I credit your videos for it. Well, thank you, Ricky. I'm glad that my videos have been useful to help you gain an edge on beekeeping. That's why I'm here for. Nothing, nothing else tickles my fancy anymore than just knowing I help people. That's a hoot. It really is a hoot. Wow. Hey, Ross, followed your technique of 1-to-1, your feeding board additives this spring. They won't take it. I can't figure out why. That's because nature is doing better than I did. Nature's got something a little bit more delicious than what you're trying to feed them. Absolutely. You want that. You want to stop feeding them once you see them feeding on dandelions, maple trees that are blooming early. Yep, that's why you don't see that anymore, Ross. And by the way, thank you for your donation. Hey, Jamie, I lost my red marked queen and I killed the new queen cell before realizing she was gone. Will they make a new set of queens. Only about the timing. You're going to have a 1 to 3 day old larvae in that hive during all this kind of chaos of queens. You're going to have young larvae, not more than 3 days old, for them to be able to raise a new queen. If you're past that 3 day old larvae, then they can't raise a queen because that would become a worker. And I've a couple of live streams ago, I taught you guys about understanding how to view all that larvae just right. So you got to keep a close eye on that. Double check it in 10 days, see what's going on. Hey, Ken, what do you think about 4-inch, 4-inch, 1-inch queen cages made out of 1/8 inch hardware cloth for introducing a new queen? There's better ways, because they can pull the queen up to the screens and kill her. That's a known thing. Sometimes you introduce a queen, and what happens, they may be raising their own queen, and she's in a Benton queen cage with screen on it, or a California mini cage. They'll pull the queen up to the screen and just stab her and kill her. Hey, Jerry, thank you for your donation. Appreciate that a bunch. And let's take one more question, then we're going to give away something. Hi, David. New Beak getting 2 nukes this weekend. Good for you. But forecast here in Indiana is 58 and a chance of rain all weekend. You know what? Can we just, Tom, can we gripe together, just me and you, about the weather? Huh? I mean, everybody just take a break. Tom and I are going to we're going to just be upset about the weather. I don't know. My bees have not been able to fly much. It's either way too windy when it warms up. We had such a hailstorm last night. I thought all my cars were destroyed, but it didn't. It rained an inch last night. It's just, Tom, I'm so frustrated at the lack of weather that the bees need. But yeah, I get it. Can I still wait till Tuesday when temps get 68 to transfer into the deep? I'm afraid to chill cat brood. Well, first of all, if you're getting a nucleus, 5 frames, they won't be chilled at that temperature. You'll be fine. Thank you, Marl. Appreciate your donation. They won't get killed at that temperature. So in a nucleus, they won't. So you're fine at that. Even if they were in a package, they'd probably be okay. But I say I don't want to advise you to wait, because if something bad happen, I'm at fault. Use critical thinking skills. They're probably going to be fine. The worst thing that would happen is they might get so big they would swarm on you. Let's have a giveaway. This is one of the best tumblers I have ever seen. We have some merchandise that's available for all of our Beak Squad members, and all of your Beak Squad members, if you're here tonight, because I'm Beak, that's my handle on YouTube. You're a squad of people that follow me. So we're going to give this tumbler away. This thing is made out of that stuff that you pour something in here, it'll be hot until the day we die. Or if you pour something cold in here, it'll be cold till the day we die. Thank you, Alex, for your donation. Appreciate it. So these are great. I love these. And we're going to give one of these away. So what you do if you want to win this with with our little logo on there, just leave a comment, #Tumbler. You see it going down below the screen, all lowercase, #Tumbler, and putting your name in there 1,000 times does not increase your chance to win. And then in just a moment after that, we're going to give away this queen who's anxious to find a new home. And she's going to be watching to see who wins. And you'll have to give me a report on how that queen does. But this is what you can use to drink while you're waiting for your queen to arrive out of one of our tumblers. And these are nice. They really are. I'm going to put it back in the box because I know Sherry will want to ship it in the original box that came in. It's a 20 ouncer. Look at that. Sublimation. Isn't that what we do with crystals? OA crystals? All right. So let's see. Hurry up and get your name in there. #Tumbler. And well, not your name, but get that in there. Rewatching your beekeeping basic classes again. So helpful. Well, thank you. We do enjoy hearing so many positive comments from those, started to say y'all, because I'm from the South, for y'all watching all my or purchasing all my online courses. That's really good for new beginners too. So thank you. I'm glad you're getting a lot of benefit from that. Okay, Robbie, let's go ahead and see who is going to be privileged enough to enjoy one of the Beak Squad tumblers. We've got time for some more questions in just a minute too. Curiosity is a superpower. Let me get that out of your way. Stand by. How about that? Told you I'd never do that again, and I did. All right. Hashtag Tumblr. Who is going to win the nice tumbler tonight? Here we go. Robbie's going to start it up and watch the names fly by. Hey, James and Carol and Jeff and Dave and Ryan and Martin and Michael and Shannon and Chris is slowing down a little bit. Chris Wells. Congratulations, Chris Wells. Chris, you'll need to email us within 24 hours at the address scrolling by the bottom there, beaksquadwinner@gmail.com. Email us with your address. We'll get that shipped out to you ASAP. Now, we're going to do things a little different this time, but the next giveaway is going to be for this queen. And I'm going to mark her for, I noticed she's not marked. I'll mark her for you. I'll put, well, tell me what your initials are. No, I'm not going to do that. Have you seen people write like the Lord's Prayer on a grain of rice or something? You know, how is that possible, right? I don't know. But anyway, so go ahead. We'll start taking your comments are going to be not at queen, but hashtag queen. So it's going to be hashtag queen is what you need to leave in the comment. Hashtag queen. And don't try for the queen if you don't need a queen, because then you don't have a place to put her and she's going to die. And so that you need to be able to make up a queenless nuke or something to put her in, or make your split. And we'll work with you. I can work with you maybe about 5 more days. I need to ship these out in the next 5 days. So don't wait too long to get with us and get that coming your way. Beekeeper MD, thanks for getting us buzzing about beekeeping. Great seeing you and your grandson at the Package Bee Pickup Day. Always a treat to mix bees and good company. Oh, thank you, Beekeeper MD. I got to tell you, while we're taking these your comments and you're trying to win this queen, 2 of my grandsons were here on Package Bee Pickup Day, JD and Lachlan. And I'm going to tell you what, I had hired some people to be here to pass out the packages and load them up in cars. These 2 young boys went to town. I thought they were just going to hang out and have fun, kind of be there that day. But they asked me, can I carry one? Can I take one? And they weren't scared. There's bees on the outside. We're brushing bees off. Man, they got on it. They got into it. And I'll tell you what, they were some of the best workers I have ever had. JD and Lachlan, they were really good. I was so proud of them. I'm looking forward to them helping us out again next year. Tom, thanks for thanking me for advice. All right, while we're collecting the, if you just joined us, people are trying to win this queen here that I'm going to ship out. Hopefully, early next week we would ship her out. Hopefully, and but anyway, while they're taking the last bit of comment hashtag queen to win it, let's go ahead and have a rapid fire question time. So I'm not going to be able to answer long, complicated questions. This is rapid fire, kind of yes or no things. Donnie, is it just me, or do the bees sound different when they are PO'd? They sound different because they buzz louder. Hey, Mark, can I use a former honey frame as a brood box frame for new hive? Absolutely, you can. Yeah, you betcha. Beetle trap and honey super okay. It is great. Beetles love honey up there. Ricky, put it up there. Absolutely. Is a plastic excluder as good as the metal? Absolutely, if not better. I love the plastic excluder. Matt, if I have honey in a dead hive, is it good to consume? Absolutely. I don't know, unless they've defecated all over it, why there'd be a problem. Even American foul brood spores don't hurt people. So yeah, go for it. Bluegrass, how hard is it to recover from AFB? In Illinois, impossible. You got to burn your hive. That's all I know. So yeah, it's not going to happen. Dave, what about rhubarb leaves for mite treatment? No, there's too little known about that, and we have known treatments that are better. Carrie, David, you've gotten the keeper's hive yet? Yep, running it. Like to sit down by it. Is that the right one? Doug, caught my first swarm. Thoughts on replacing the queen? If you live in Africanized territory, you got to. If you don't, your queen's probably pretty good. Should I re-wax area of last year's comb where it's torn? Yeah. Any kind of waxing, Danny, it's going to help your hives. Absolutely. Rapid fire questions. David, is green drone comb one per hive or one per deep box? Well, I'll tell you what, maximum is going to be put one in each box for maximum mite control. Nicholas, my 6-year-old daughter wants to know if bees can get lost. Absolutely, they can. Yeah, they're not always perfect when that waggle dance happens. They're pretty good though. How do you tell a virgin queen from a mated queen? One lays eggs and one doesn't. I had to do it. In other words, you can't. I mean, I can, but it's hard to tell. All right, one more rapid fire, and then we'll get into the giveaway of the queen. Randy, do bees send out scout bees before they swarm from the hive or only after they leave? Long 30 plus days before the swarm. They're already spying out a place long before. Yes. And the scout bees are always looking for a place. Your scout bees know more about your surroundings than the government or anybody else. They do. They know all about minerals in your area, waters, holes in trees. They know your whole area, even when they only live for 45 days. All right. So here's what we're giving away now. We're coming up to 7:52. We're going to give away this queen today. Going to ship that out. We're trying to ship her out to Monday, so you might get it Tuesday or Wednesday, but of next week. So Robbie's going to set us up to see who will win the queen. All right. Win the queen. Wow, that's going to be, we've never given away a queen before, but there you go. Somebody's probably going to be looking forward to getting that queen to make a split or something. Yeah. All right, Robbie, let's do it. Let's see who can win the queen tonight. Oh, lots of names going by. Hey, John. Hey, Randy, Glenn, Frank, Charles, Linus, and Steve Snyder. Steve, you won the queen. All right, Steve, there you go. Congratulations. Be sure and email us at beaksquadwinner@gmail.com within 24 hours to let us know your address, and we'll get that queen sent out to you as soon as possible. Well, congratulations. That's what I like about the live stream. You know, we're here to help beekeepers and help it to be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's cool. All right, we got, I'm going to take a few more minutes to take some more questions. Got 800 people today on our live stream. What a crowd, you know. If this was a conference, this would be a big conference, 800 people. So I don't take that lightly. Your time is valuable. Thank you so much for being here. So let's hit me up with some more questions. I produce another video, usually Friday or Saturday, from all the leftover questions. So always check that out too. If your question isn't answered here, it will be answered in the next few days. Also, I don't answer questions based on your donation. Some people think unless I make a donation, he won't answer my question. That's not true at all. Mr. Q, what considerations do I need to consider before offering to remove bees from someone's attic? Let me spend a minute here, okay? I did this for years, 7 or 8 years, with a very professional contractor, licensed contractor. He is so good. He is such a good contractor. He would open up the house. I would remove the bees. He'd close it up. That was great. I got too old to do that. Well, just to let you know, it's hot in attics. And sometimes you're in attics, from experience, you're going to get into things you shouldn't be breathing, you know, like bat poop, whatever that's called, and all that stuff up in the attic. You're into electrical wiring. You're into falling through an attic and everything. Oh my gosh, there's so many things that can go wrong. If you've never done it before, it's a tall order to remove bees from a home. You have to be, I was heavily insured in case I burn a house down with my smoker, hit electrical wire, plumbing pipe. Yeah, this isn't just as fun as it sounds either. You're in a bee suit in a hot attic and you're getting stung. So, and you have to be a carpenter and you have to save the bees. I think you have to be a young man to do that. Really do. David, by taking swarm cells and by using them, didn't I answer that for queens? Will that lead to more swarming in the genetics? I've already answered that one. Yeah, I remember that one. And yes, it can, but probably not. I'm in Northwest Georgia. I have a horizontal hive, and the bees have made comb attached to the bottom, and it looks like one big honey blob. What's the best way to transfer them to a Langstroth hive? Love your show. Thank you, Michael. You're going to have to be really handy, and I think you are. I think you got some skill sets. You're going to get a real sharp, bread knife or something, and whittle that frame down, Michael, until it's the Langstroth size and fits in a Langstroth hive. Be creative. You can do it. Blackberry blossom bees. Red dandelion pollen is not as nutritious as pollinators as other pollen. Oh, two pollinators. Is this true in your experience? I have no idea. I am not a botanist. I don't know which one would be more nutritious. I do know the variety of pollen is better for bees for this very reason. Some are better than others. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. Hey, Larry, new package coming next week. I have thick syrup given by a commercial beekeeper. Can I feed this to the package, or should I use one-to-one? I don't know what your thick syrup is. It coming from a commercial beekeeper. It might be fructose corn syrup. They use that a lot. You don't know what they've added to it. You don't know. I would not feed my bees anything that came from somebody else. That's me. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I wouldn't eat anything really unless I know where it came from. You know what I mean? A little wisdom there goes a long way. Last question for tonight. How long in the year can I make a walkaway split? I'm a second-year beekeeper. I made 4 walkaway splits last year, but lost all my hives. Oh, that's too bad to hear that. Maybe you shouldn't make walkaway splits. Maybe you're making them too weak to get built up by winter. That's a possibility, especially the later in the year you do it. I wouldn't do it much past their normal swarm season, okay? When the swarming season is over, stop making splits, and especially if you're a new beekeeper, because, yeah, you can weaken the hive too much. I don't want to do that. Okay, well, we've got, it's 7:58, and we've had almost 59 minutes of more fun than any beekeepers should be allowed to have. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. You're the best. I love you to the moon and back. Thanks, Sherry and Jessica, Robbie, and Carrie. You guys did a great job tonight. Give a big shout out to those guys. And listen, I think you guys are awesome. I've got your back. I work hard for you. I already told you I'm a hard worker, and I'm working hard for you. I'm researching. I'm working to figure out things, experiment with things. I'm trying to help you as much as I can. I hope you can see I'm sincere about this. I appreciate it so much. I'm doing it by making videos, hopefully that can really be engaging, keep your attention, but also be very educational. So you guys are the greatest. Remember to, before I cut out here, I think one of the most important things in this current society is that we all find that kindness and gentleness and being sweet to one another and helping each other goes so far. And when I was raising my children, I'm still raising my 17-year-old son, the youngest, I'm always telling them, the better you treat people, the further in life you'll go. No reason to be mean, no reason to grow up, be a jerk. Let's be good people, all right? Let's be good. Let's be good to each other. Let's help each other out. Let's find a way to encourage each other. Everybody's going through a dark moment here and there. Let's face it. But this is a live stream, hopefully, that gives you a little bit of light. Maybe my videos kind of gives you a little cheering up, because I have my dark moments, and I keep waking up pumped and excited because of you. I'm helping you. So appreciate you being here tonight. And as always, be sure and check out all my videos. I'm working hard. I've made so many videos this week, and I really do hope you'll watch those videos. I'm going to say bye for now. Good night. See ya.